In this video, we are going to explore the hidden psychology of self-help reading part 1. So today's video is going to be very different from the usual self-help reading advice videos on YouTube because I'm not going to tell you skim faster, manage your time, underline keywords, improve vocabulary. No, not at all. You have already heard those things 1,000 times, right? Instead, today I want to show you something much deeper. After observing so many self-help students, I realized something shocking. Many students, they don't lose reading marks because of bad English. They lose marks because they don't understand the hidden mental abilities in this exam secretly requires. And once you understand these hidden abilities, reading part 1 suddenly start making much more sense. Okay, so first let's start with the first hidden ability, information filtering. This is one of the biggest reasons students struggle in reading part 1 because weak readers think every sentence is equally important. But a strong reader automatically separates important information from the background noise. So let me show you exactly what I mean using an example here. This is an example. If you want, you can just pause the video and go through it. And you can also look at the questions and the options. Try to find out the right option. But you should be able to substantiate the right option for the question. Okay. The Brookside Community Center announced earlier this week that it will begin offering free evening workshops for local residents interested in improving their digital literacy skills. According to the program coordinator, the workshops were created after a city-wide survey revealed that many adults struggle to complete online job applications and access government services through digital platforms. The center originally planned to launch the workshops in January. However, unexpected renovations to the building delayed the program until March. Although some residents expressed a frustration about the delay, registration numbers have remained higher than expected. Participants will be able to attend classes covering topics such as email communication, online safety, virtual meeting platforms, and document creation. The workshops will be taught by volunteer instructors from nearby colleges and technology companies. Now, here the question is why were the workshops created, right? And you have the four options here. Now, watch what weak readers do. Their brain gets distracted by the words such as volunteer instructors, nearby colleges, renovations, delayed schedule, frustrated residents. They mentally collect too much information. But strong readers, they instantly filter everything and they focus only on the sentence which is connected to the question. If you look carefully here, the phrases many adults struggle to complete online job applications and access government services through digital platforms. That directly supports to help residents use digital services more effectively. So, this is the hidden skill. The exam is secretly asking, can your brain filter unnecessary information under pressure? Got it? Now, the second hidden ability is context switching. This becomes extremely important in reading part 2 because your brain keeps changing direction very quickly. Let me show you. Okay. One more example we can go through. Hi Samantha, I wanted to discuss the issue regarding the new staff scheduling system. Over the past 2 weeks, several employees have mentioned that their shifts were changed without enough notice. While I understand the company has been trying to respond to increased customer demand, the sudden adjustments have made it difficult for some staff members to manage family responsibilities and transportation arrangements. I think it would help if employees received updated schedules at least 5 days in advance whenever possible. Thanks, Jordan. And one more thing was also here from Samantha. Hi, Jordan. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. You are correct that the scheduling changes have created frustration for some employees. Unfortunately, the company has recently experienced unexpected staffing shortages due to illness and resignations, which forced managers to reorganize shifts quickly. However, I agree that better communication is necessary. Starting next month, supervisors will attempt to provide schedule updates earlier and notify employees directly through both email and text messages. Regards, Samantha. And you have the question here. What problem does Samantha identify as main reason for the schedule changes? And you got the four options here. Now you have to look carefully at what the brain must do here. First, the brain must understand Jordan's complaint. Then it should switch to Samantha's explanation. Then it should compare the perspectives. Then after that, it should identify the main cause. Right? So this is not normal reading anymore. This is mental switching. Now, weak readers often get trapped by this line, respond to increased customer demand. You have seen, right, in the email. And they choose customer complaints increased significantly, but that's not the main reason Samantha gives, right? The real answer is staffing shortages forced sudden adjustments, option C. And this is why students say, I understood the English but still got confused because the problem was not with the language. The problem was fast context switching. Got it? Then let's move on to the hidden ability 3, tolerance for uncertainty. Now, this next hidden ability is incredibly important, tolerance for uncertainty. This destroys many students in reading part 2. I'll show you with an example. So this is an example here. The City Council has proposed building a new public parking structure downtown in an effort to reduce traffic congestion caused by drivers searching for parking spaces. Supporters for the proposal argue that the structure would improve access to local business and encourage more visitors to shop in the area. However, several community groups have raised concerns regarding the environmental impact of the project. Some residents believe that increasing parking availability may actually encourage more people to drive instead of using public transportation. A final decision on the proposal is expected later this summer after additional public consultations are completed. And the question here is, what concern do some residents have about the proposed parking structure? Again, you can just go through the options and try to find out the right options. Many students become emotionally confused here because no option feels perfect. But strong scorers, they stay calm. You have to look carefully at the passage. Increasing parking availability may actually encourage more people to drive instead of using public transportation, right? So that connects logically to increased dependence on cars. But weak students panic because the wording is not identical. It is paraphrased, right? So they want exact matching words. But remember, CELPIP often tests whether you can tolerate slight uncertainty while still following logic carefully. Okay? And also, you need to remember even one tiny word destroys the entire option. This is why CELPIP reading secretly measures precision thinking under pressure. Okay, that is also one of the hidden ability that you need to understand. The very, very minute word change that also can completely change the entire meaning, right? So after watching today's video, I want you to stop seeing self-help reading as just an English test, because secretly reading part 1 measure information filtering, context switching, uncertainty tolerance, precision control, mental organization under pressure. And once you understand these hidden abilities, you stop blaming yourself by saying my English is weak. Sometimes the real issue is simply that nobody trained your brain for this style of reading before, isn't it? And that changes everything. That's all for today's video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more self-help tips. See you in the next video. Bye bye.